Restlessness es un gran problema hoy en día. La gente is restless. They cannot rest. They always run around without any rest. So that is called restless. Life is movement. Life is change. And change is movement. So maybe you may say, well, that's wrong. No, there's nothing wrong with restlessness. If life is a movement, so I can move freely. But now we shall see the effect of restlessness. There are two forms of restlessness. One is outward and one is inward. The outward restlessness is very visible, very obvious. People are moving a lot during the whole day in car. Some people still are walking. And even when they sit, supposedly they should rest when they sit, but when they sit, they are even restless, always changing the position of the body, especially the legs. They cross one leg over the other and hardly stay in one position for longer than a few minutes. Or they moving the hands, like doing something with the hands, or changing the position by leaning back and leaning forward. So even when they are sitting, the body is restless and not enough. Supposedly when they go to bed, they should rest in the bed. But they move very often, even when they are sleeping, from one side to the other, rolling around, moving the legs. So even when they should rest, or the body should rest, even in sleep, the body is moving constantly. And then we come to the mental restlessness. That is even worse. Obviously, it does not show outwardly so much. We can only detect that the person is restless because the body moves. When the mind is restless, the body is not at ease and the body moves constantly. So we can see that a certain person is restless, mentally restless. There's sometimes an excess of thinking. They cannot stop the thinking process. Well, to stop it, it's nearly impossible, but at least to calm it down and to slow it down and to avoid this excess of thinking. And even when we are asleep, the mind is going on with its activity, so we dream. Fortunately, there are some phases when we sleep, the deep sleep, where we don't see images. And that's the reason why we don't remember these phases of deep sleep. Otherwise, the brain could not stand it to think for 80, 90 years without any stopping. So at least nature says, well, I give you a little chance, and for 15 minutes you don't dream. So it's a rest for the brain and for the mind, and then you go on sleeping again. So these are the two, the restlessness, the body restlessness or the outer visible restlessness, and the mental restlessness. It is a waste of energy if you move the body too often without any necessity or without any reason, without any sense. It's a waste of energy. If you let the mind think whatever the mind wants to think without any control, is a waste of mental energy. So these are now the symptoms. What can we do to avoid? First, bodily restlessness. We start with not to move the body too much in space. That means there are people that are always going some places to the movie theater, or they go to events, or they go to parties, or they visit other people. So that's an outward restlessness, moving from one place to the other. And even when they are at home, they're going to the kitchen and then to the living room, have a look at the television, and they do this and they do that. So the body is always in movement. So we should diminish it. And yeah, you can go to a party, but not too often. There's no need to go always to a cafe because you cannot stand yourself staying at home. So we reduce the outward movements, the body going from one place to another. Then we come to the sitting position. Generally, people sit in a chair, on a sofa, and there we start already observing our bodily restlessness by moving less. It is already an exercise of awareness and attention. Most people have no consciousness about what the body is doing. They are unconscious about all the little movements the body is doing without any consciousness and without any control. So being conscious about the body and to move less and less. If the body is tense, he will move. So we have to relax. So we shake the shoulders, we shake our hands, we move the body. So we shake off the tension we have. And then you exhale. And then you let your arms hang and relax the arms. And don't move. When the body is relaxed, he does not want to move. You just enjoy the relaxation. If you move, you cannot enjoy the relaxed state. So that would be the first exercise. Release the tension and then enjoy the relaxation. So the body does not move. And when we go to the mental restlessness, obviously when you bring your mind back to the body, the mind does not wander so much around thinking about outside things. You enjoy your relaxation in your body, so the mind is inside the body and enjoys the body. And that slows down the mental activity. And you give the mind some work to do. The first is, as I said, bring the mind back to the body, enjoy the relaxation. And then concentrate on the breathing. You can put one hand on the diaphragm, on the belly. So there's a concentration point where you feel the movements of the breathing, of the diaphragm, and you fix your mind on this contact of the hand and the belly. So the mind knows where it should stay and does not wander around. So we have already two elements to become less restless. The body does not move, the body is relaxed, the mind enjoys the relaxation. Then the mind concentrates on one continuous activity inside the body, which is the breathing. So we reduce our restless outside world life to a very simple being at the spot, sitting here, doing a very simple activity, breathing and observing the breath. And you disconnect from the outside world. For the time you are doing this exercise, there's no duty to fulfill. You just leave all the musts you have to do, you leave them aside and say, this is my time to rest. And it needs, obviously, practice. A very constant awareness. Even when you move the body, you move with certain restraint, so you don't waste your energy. And you may, if you have the time, you move slowly, so you can be conscious about the body movement, so you only do the necessary body movement. Keeping the body without movement is body concentration. Your body will be very concentrated. You keep your energy, don't waste your energy. You accumulate energy, you have a surplus of energy, and that helps to have a strong mind, so the mind is not so easily distracted by outside impressions, and body concentrated, and the mind will be concentrated because you concentrate on just one activity, which is the breathing. And then forget about body, forget about breathing, and just be. The other word would be doing. We're always doing something. Watching the television is a doing. Going to church is a doing. Talking is a doing. Obviously, in this kind of exercises, the first thing is keep your mouth shut. Don't talk to other people. There's the excessive talking is another form of restlessness, because people cannot be silent. So they have to talk. If there's nobody present, they talk by phone, by cell phone. If They have nobody to talk to. They talk to themselves. So there should be, for the time of the practice, an outer silence, also nobody around, so you don't have to talk to anybody, and you have nobody to talk to, but don't talk to yourself either. So we have body silence, body does not move. We have the silence of the tongue. We don't speak and we don't chatter to ourselves, so the mind is quiet and the mental activity slows down. And you get a taste of what restfulness means, to really rest. And then, strangely, you become really, your activity is more concentrated, more focused. You don't waste any energy. So practice restfulness, you overcome restlessness, and you become, that's the most important, concentrated.